Hello and welcome back to Let's Automate IT. In this series we're going to be focusing specifically on project management, an important discipline to master as you progress with your career. And I'm really excited to get started with you and help you master the discipline. So let's get started. Our focus for this series will be on the 4 stages of the project life cycle. So project initiation, project planning, project execution, and finally project closure. In this video we're going to be focusing specifically on the initiation stage, and here we have the representation of those 4 stages again. So once again, the initiation stage, the planning stage, the execution stage, and finally the closure stage. And as we saw from the previous slide, initiation is the first phase within the project life cycle, followed by planning, executing, and finally closing. Regardless of your chosen methodology, whether that's Prince2 or PMI's PMBOK, all projects have to start somewhere. So let's talk more about initiation and why it's important for the success of a project. Because initiation is the first part of a project, it's really important you get it right from the starting blocks. A well-planned initiation results in a strong foundation for the rest of the project, and really it gives the project the best chance for success. Initiation normally begins after a problem or opportunity has been identified within the organization. Often stakeholders like senior leaders of a company will initiate a project to address a specific need for the business. For example, perhaps the company would like to roll out a new application or a new product, or reduce costs in operations or manufacturing. And it's your responsibility as the project manager to help identify the project goals, resources, and other details based on initial discussions that you will have with your project stakeholders. Even though someone else might have come up with the idea for the project, it's still your job to figure out all the important pieces that need to come together in order to get it to work. The initiation phase is a crucial time for asking stakeholders the right question, performing the right research, and determining the resources that will be required, and then clearly documenting the key components of the project. Doing this will help you solidify the scope or the boundary of the project. And if this all seems a bit overwhelming right now, don't worry, I'll guide you through that process in another video, as getting the project scope right will be critical in helping you manage scope creep, an inevitable part of project management. If the project isn't initiated properly, things can go wrong pretty fast. For example, without sufficient understanding of the project's goals, you might underestimate what resources you need or how long the project might take. Or even, is there enough budget to complete the project? Or without agreeing with your stakeholders on what success looks like, you might think the project was completed successfully, while the stakeholders might think it didn't accomplish their goals. So getting on the same page and gaining clarity during the initiation phase can save a lot of time and extra work for everyone throughout the project. Proper initiation also helps ensure that the benefits of the project outcomes will outweigh the cost of the project. To determine this, you may be asked to complete a cost-benefit analysis, which is the process of adding up the expected value of the project, the benefits, and comparing them to the costs. You might not always be involved in this process, but it's certainly worth learning and understanding. And I will have a video dedicated to showing you how to complete a cost-benefit analysis. In order to complete one, you will need to work with your stakeholders to determine the benefits of a project. The questions you might consider asking stakeholders might include, well, what value will this project create? And how much money could the project save the organization? Or how much money will it bring in from existing customers? Will there be new customers? How much time will be saved? Or how will the user experience be improved? And to determine the cost of the project, the questions might include, well, how much time will people have to spend on the project? What will be the one-time cost? Are there ongoing costs? What about long-term costs? The benefits of a project should always outweigh the costs. So it's really important that you consider these questions early on in the project. Coming up in the next video series, I'll talk more about the initiation phase and explore some of the key components in a little bit more detail. I really enjoyed presenting this session with you. See you in the next video.